and welcome to the Broski Dills podcast, the best podcast in all of the land. It's your boy Kiko Cervantes, and with me like every week, goddamn every week, it's Chef Maurice, directly from Miami. Where exactly Hialeah? Where is that? Where the Cubans and Venezuelans get combined into a beautiful, hot Caribbean flow.
I thought you were gonna give my address away for a second.
I mean, that's the next. We go little by little.
148.59.
Southwest, Calle 8. And your boy Kiko Flow, as always, here bringing you the good stuff. And do we have good stuff today? I mean, let me get to it right away. Finally, sports are gonna get fun. They're gonna go to the next level. And this is something I wanted for so long, and finally it's gonna come here. So what it's gonna be is sports are gonna change, and this is gonna be the first thing. It's sort of the spark that's gonna light up the revolution. There's this new competition that's gonna be held next May 2026, and it's called Enhanced Games.
26.
26. I sounded like a West Virginia. 26. So let me just give
with
you
your cousins?
Yeah, but just for to keep the inherent, the money within the fam. So let me just give you the quick rundown. Enhanced Games athletes will be allowed to take substances that are legal in the United States and prescribed by a licensed doctor. So examples like testosterone, growth hormone, anabolic steroids. Fuck you. And so yeah, pretty much they'll be able to take steroids. Illicit drugs such as other drugs, they will not be allowed, but these legal ones will.
The competition is going to take place in Vegas.
Correct.
So there needs to be the organization team needs to bring on more drugs. Like all drugs allowed. Free the drug. I don't know. The guys shooting steroids in the morning and doing a line and maybe doing some mushrooms. I don't know.
Right.
The cocktail is fun.
Okay, so you're saying even the version that they're going to be holding is still too light for you?
No, I mean, yes, but if you're gonna do it in Vegas, you might as well just go all out, right?
I mean, I want to think that this is sort of the start of it, and they're making it not as extreme so that it can stay within the legal bounds, right? But yes, ideally, eventually, it'll come a time where it's not that they will allow you to take these things. It's just there won't be a rule about it. You feel me? So
do you? No, I was gonna say, do you think this is the first step to seeing that? I mean, we can go into this deeper, like how much they're gonna get paid, and if it's safe for the athletes, and all this. But do you think this is the first step to seeing it in I don't want to say regular sports because they're gonna do basically Olympic sports like swimming or whatnot. But into baseball or soccer, basketball, even American football, that's gonna be a fun one if they do that.
Yeah, you're gonna have people being deleted on live television. No, I mean this has so many layers because once I started reading on this article and this event they're gonna hold next year in Vegas, so many things came to mind because let me just give you the quick rundown. The competition will have 8 different events in swimming, track, weightlifting to start off. So it's gonna be, very like the Olympics. But the company is thinking in including gymnastics and some form of combat sports, right? So like UFC, but with the performance enhancing drugs. So I mean, there's a few things to think about here. Performance enhancing drugs or PEDs have been used forever, right? Illegally, hiddenly, sneakily. We can go back to Tour de France. That was a very sort of important situation with Lance Armstrong. We can go to baseball in the Mark McGwire era, Barry Bonds, taking steroids. So it's already happening, right? Oh, in the Olympics, there's a very famous documentary on Netflix called Icarus. I think we might have spoken about that at one point. And it's about the Russian Federation and how they would have a doping program for their athletes that would go to the Olympics. So this has been happening. And the problem that I've always seen with this, I mean, in my heart, I would ideally want natural athletes, right? So that you can see how far they can go naturally. But the problem is, it's always a race to getting this doping done without being caught. So and you can see this expressed very well in the Lance Armstrong debacle, where I'm not trying to say he's a saint, but it is true that if you didn't take PEDs, you'll be at a disadvantage because everyone was taking them. And they were figuring out ways of how to do it so that you wouldn't be detected. So there's always like this, cat and mouse game. And for many years in the cycling world, what they were doing is they were taking blood out and then they were injecting that blood later to increase red blood cells and give you more stamina when you're going. This doesn't mean that you don't have to train. I mean, you have to train, of course.
It's not like you and I can just take PEDs and just go compete.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like me and Chef Maurice, we can just take a bag of blood out and then inject it later. No, I mean, if you take a bag of my blood and you just leave it there, it turns like the fat in soup. Right? That's probably what
just congeals in a tub.
Yeah, it's just gel. So obviously, in any form, these people that do PEDs in professional sports, they have to train a lot, but this just gives you that edge, right, to be better than the rest. So this happens already in probably all sports. And it's unfair because practically the one that's able to take advantage of it is the one that has the best doping team that can make it so that it's not detectable. So if you allow everybody to take whatever, then you take away that issue. Now everybody's in a level playing field. So I do think that this is actually very good, although it sounds like it's messed up because they're going to be taking PEDs and who knows what that can do to their safety, which we're going to get to. But bro, don't you think, you always liked sports. You wanted to be a sports correspondent when we had, dreams and shit. Don't you think sports are getting boring now? Like basketball, people are annoyed at it because everybody's just throwing threes. In baseball, statistics have made it so that plays and the way that people play is always like shifting towards a more boring game, even though in baseball they're trying to put new rules to make it more interactive. And I think people are getting a little bored of sports. Is it still a big business? Yes, it is. But I think it was bigger in the past. I think people are losing interest. Sports are also competing with social media, Netflix, streamers. So it is an issue,
Do you think that maybe eventually, not in the near future, but maybe 5-10 years on the road, we'll see parallel leagues? Like it'll be the MLB for baseball, but then the PMLB, like PD's Major League Baseball or something like that.
PD's League. PD's League, yeah.
PD's.
Everybody's lubed up.
A lot of baby oil.
It's gonna be wrestling lubed up. That's
and then just have a similar league where all this. Maybe it's paying more than the regular league, and then athletes just want to go there for the money. Maybe they can use the steroids and get great numbers. I don't know. I think this is the first step towards something that maybe the purists don't want to see. I don't care. Like, I don't mind. I think it's going to be a good show.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be. And the thing is, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on what side you sit, people need, like, an extra now. Like, people aren't amazed by sports anymore. It was cool for a while. People are like, yeah, okay, now we're kind of over it.
Well, depends. I mean, supposedly on the big leagues like baseball, soccer, whatnot, those are players who are made in the gym, or they have the talents, or they were born with it, right? And some things like what Shohei Ohtani does, we haven't seen. Because what they compare it to is Babe Ruth, and that was what, the 1920s, so maybe 100 years ago. So what Shohei is doing, it's impressive. What Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi did, it was impressive. So much so that after they left, their teams, it's always like the new coming of, like a young player has a great year, and then right away they're like, oh, he's the next Ronaldo, he's the next Messi. Same with basketball, he's the next Michael Jordan, or he's the next LeBron. And I mean, you like that because that shows you what the body or the human can do without any enhancement, right? But with the enhanced games, I think it's going to be even more so amazing that you can get all these chemicals, all these drugs, all this shit that's going to make your body bigger, stronger, maybe more beautiful. Who knows?
I mean, the thing is, the possibilities are amazing because look at this. You know how in F1 racing, right, Formula One, yeah, you have the driver who's important, but then you have a whole team, engineers, scientists that are looking for ways of making that vehicle lighter and glide through the air, easier and brake faster so you can take corners fast, all that. And that's how it's going to be with the PEDs, right? Because you're going to have scientists looking at, okay, how can we make the best sort of package PED, right? That's going to be the best for you in your specific sport, right? Because you have people in swimming that might need, certain enhancing, right? And then there's people that are doing fighting that might need a, different enhancing, or people that are doing running, like for example, in the bicycle world, Lance Armstrong, their doping wasn't, steroids to get bigger. Their doping was literally giving them like more lung capacity type thing. It wasn't exactly that, but the blood carries more oxygen, and this allows them to do cardio in a more efficient way. But they're still skinny. I mean, they have muscles, but so different activities, different sports are gonna have different desired PD packages that are gonna make you excel at that specific sport. And what you're gonna have is like an F1 team that's gonna be researching how do we make this dude, do the gymnastics the best. What does he need? No, he needs more strength in these muscles. Okay, what can we inject? Well, this with this and then this. So it's gonna be funny because the person that has the best team of scientists is also gonna have an advantage in that sense.
Well, one of the things I was looking at the Enhanced Games website is that most of the people in charge of the games, like who brought the idea up, or most of them are doctors. Mm-hmm. Like from what I'm seeing here, it's a lot of like doctor such and such, doctor this, doctor this. So it may not be the smartest idea, like to put all those drugs in your body, right? But at the same time, you're being supervised by a bunch of doctors, right? Plus what you said before, your team might be full of doctors as well. So it's an interesting debate because I want to see greatness. I want to see what the body, even with the PDs,
right?
I want to see what the body,
how far we can take it. Like what would happen to LeBron if he could just take everything? Like, will he dunk from half the court? You know what I mean?
That motherfucker's going to jump far.
You know what it reminds me of? You remember the original movie Space Jam?
Space Jam?
Where the demons took over them and then they became, like, huge? It's going to be like that.
Yeah.
The Rampage League.
I think we brought this theme today for the podcast because we both saw, maybe at different times, but we both saw a video of one of the swimmers competing, or was he training? He was doing something, and apparently his time wasn't even fast enough to break any records. Like it wasn't as fast as Olympic swimming, and he was bulked up. That motherfucker was strong.
If you have a picture, bring it up.
I would be scared.
But confirm to me, is it the fact that after he took all the PEDs, he broke a record?
My understanding is that even after the PEDs, he wasn't able to break any records. Because from the understanding is that he's so, like for swimming, you still want to be light and you don't want to be bulky. You don't want to be so strong, so much muscle, because it's going to make you heavier, right? But this motherfucker was big.
I saw it. What is that muscle called? The one you have here in the wings?
I have no clue,
I mean,
but
if you,
I
the,
saw it
the
too.
deltoids, I don't know. If you have the picture, it would be easier to
I'm
express
gonna
it.
look it up.
I mean, I don't know if he broke records with it, but he most definitely, probably. I mean, I would guess he improved his own time right after he took the PEDs. Otherwise, then
A lot of people were talking shit to him, like leaving comments on the video. Look at this. Oh my god. Yeah, let me bring it up. Hold on. This
let me just put the option here so you can share. All right, perfect. Yeah. No, people need to see this. Obviously, we're on every platform. Please leave comments, critiques. If you leave us a review on Spotify, iTunes, it really helps us. And yeah, share it to your friends. Okay, so this is the dude. Try see if you can make it bigger. There. Okay.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Let me put it bigger. This motherfucker's jacked.
and I saw a picture with no shirt, and you can see the muscles in the back. It's like, yeah, it's for people that
It's
are just
crazy.
listening to this. Imagine a bodybuilder, but he's a swimmer. Like that's pretty much what we're getting to.
Let me see if I can find another one. But
And when
dude,
they
that's
when they
fucking
eventually add like combat sports to the enhanced games, I mean, people are gonna get deleted on live television, right? Like ESPN Live, dude, gets deleted. Yeah, I mean,
James
obviously,
Magnuson,
even the name is like fucking a Magnus.
one of the Scandinavian motherfuckers, who's he's a modern day Viking.
Oh, he's from where? Norway or some shit?
Let's look it up. I don't know. I'm just maybe talking shit.
Nordics, beautiful people.
Oh, he's Australian.
Oh, Australia, mate.
But that last name is definitely Nordic. Yeah, dude is big. Maybe, do you think that maybe you weren't good enough for the swimming team in Australia, which is one of the best after like the US or whatever? It's one of the best. Maybe he wasn't good enough for that. He's like, let me try this shit. Even though I'm still not going to make it to the Olympics because all those PEDs are banned, maybe I can make my name another way. Maybe I can get records another way. I'm pretty sure Olympic
I mean, it's kind of like
it.
the trans debate,
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the next go around for this is a bunch of dudes wearing wigs.
Wow, that'll pay for. Oh, by the way, don't get too close to the mic because I'm expecting that it might be too poppy on the post production that our team does. Of course, it's not like either you or me edit this thing. It's like a whole team that does the thing. Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is not the same debate as the trans stuff because this is everybody's gonna be on the same level playing field, and that's the main thing that you want. You want everybody, regardless of what it is they're taking, everybody to be on the same page, on the same rules, right?
I found a picture of this guy, James Magnuson.
Magnuses.
I can't fucking understand how internet works. I'm trying to click on the picture so I can make it bigger and everybody sees it. But I can't. So I'll show you the Google.
Do you have a mouse and keyboard?
I do.
Okay, if you click Control and then you move the wheel of the mouse, you make it bigger.
That's what she said.
You have to click Control and then... No, it doesn't work? All right.
No.
Well, I mean, we can see it here. There's one on... Damn, this dude is ripped. Jesus.
Is the wife also taking beatings?
Nah, I think she seems fine. I mean,
Look
in
at this
general... Oh, this is a
motherfucker.
picture. This is a picture that I was...
Oh, my God. Let me see if I can... if it'll open up. But
Yeah,
anyways...
This is the one that I was talking about. I mean, in general, swimmers normally have like very buff upper bodies, right? I mean, not that I like be looking at them all the time type shit. But
Look at that shit.
yeah, so if you, he looks like a like a rooster. You know what I mean? Like, damn, dude, this is like the Terminator. He's a chicken nugget, literally.
I like that the head and the neck is just one thing.
Yeah, it's fused together. Fused together. I mean, what I want to see, like the butterfly swimming competition where they go like this. Like I want them to get out of the water like a fucking dolphin. You know what I mean? Like a dolphin swimming is. I want. No, this is gonna be fun. And again, people that let's get to the safety part of it, because there's people now probably thinking, okay, I get it, Kiko. You want fun times, right? You want crazy stuff. But what about the safety of the athletes? And this is my rebuttal. Do we give a fuck about the safety of the athletes? And I'm asking in general, not that I don't care, but I'm saying we have football, right? Where they destroy each other's brain and bodies.
Before you continue, I just want to say, James, the guy who we just saw in the pictures, he has won 2 Olympic medals, 1 silver and 1 bronze in the Summer Olympics in 2012. Maybe,
okay. So he's already good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good, because then people, this way, if anybody wants to critique, like, hey, yeah, but now you're only good because you took PEDs. It's like, hey, wait. I was winning them Olympic medals even before that. This is just now a little hobby I'm getting into. I play Call of Duty at night, and I take the steroids in the morning.
Do you think he gets mad a lot at his wife or girlfriend or whoever was at the picture?
You mean because of roid rage?
Roid rage.
I don't know.
Make me a fucking sandwich.
Now, the only thing that's a little annoying, and again, I understand they have to do it little by little, but you are right. Like, they're allowing you to take certain things, but not everything. So we're still in a situation where you're going to have to test people and try to find if they're taking things. So I think it takes us back to the same place we're now, where you might have people cheating and you don't know. But it's the right step. We're going in the right direction. So going back to the safety, you have UFC, where they break each other's face in. You got boxing, which definitely causes brain damage, right? I recently saw the Muhammad Ali documentary on HBO, and it's brutal, man. Like, it's brutal when you see like how many hits that they took. So I mean, I don't think we care about athletes as it is. Like,
I think every single sports shows some sort of, risk. There's a risk reward factor on sports.
Yeah, but I mean, there's levels to it. Like soccer, football. Yeah, I mean, you might have your knees fucked up like Ronaldo, not Cristiano Ronaldo for the older folks, the original Ronaldo.
The fatty.
But you don't get people, dying of CTE or, a lot of people having Parkinson's or brain disease because of soccer. Although they did say back in the day when the balls were harder, some people did maybe experience. But today, I don't think that happens, right?
There's when there's contact, like head to head, the referee has to stop the game and have them check out before continuing.
Right, but that's a rare occasion.
Yeah, it doesn't happen, I guess, as much as American football does.
Well, in American football, that's the point of the game. It's to strike your head with mine. Like it's not like an accident. No, this is what we want to happen.
Who can get a concussion faster?
Right. So I already think that we're, this is already dangerous stuff happening as it is. So the enhancing stuff, I mean, they're going to have to sign release forms, right? Like, hey, I won't complain if I get deleted. And just like they do in UFC, they sign documents that say, look, if this person kills me, I'm cool with it, Give my PlayStation 2 to my cousin.
It's weird that in their website, in the Enhanced Games website, they're only showing 4 athletes. It has to be a little bit weird or worry for them because, this is going to come on next year and you only have 4 athletes sign up for it. How are you going to showcase this with only 4 athletes and basically one competition because all 4 of them are swimmers?
Well, what if they put them to do all the competitions?
Well, the funny thing, that would be great. That would be a fucking great idea, to be honest, because now you're full of drugs that are supposed to make you. No,
I want that dude to have road rage. You know what I mean? I want him to
fucking start hitting everyone. That's a good idea, actually. I like that idea of them having to compete in all four or all the events. But if you look in their website, you click on athletes, in the bottom after they show you the four athletes, it says, "Are you interested in competing?" It says, "Join us to be a part of the groundbreaking movement of human potential throughout scientific innovation in sports. We're seeking passionate individuals committed to advancing athletes' safety, performance, and technology." So I guess we can sign up.
Right.
Should we sign up? Like, I'm gonna.
Right. Like, I
let's
mean,
do this.
we can probably get like a medal or two if we're like doing the things, right?
Well, I don't know. After I saw that motherfucker,
I mean, we don't have the willpower or the discipline, but if we take the steroids, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's gonna put us
So
out
for
there.
this, it basically asks you, your name, last name, your email, and then it says, what sports are you interested in competing in? So
I mean,
we have
I'll be honest
three-
with you. The fact that they have that kind of makes it look dodgy. Like
Dodgy as fuck, yeah.
Hey, do you give us your email address and your phone? Like, what the fuck is this? Am I signing up to like, do some underground fighting club? What is this?
Or we can sign up and have James Magnuson come visit. Like, he'll come to our doorstep and tell us that
And
we're
what?
part of this event.
and train us. He was gonna look at us and say, "Bro, you guys can join the fucking hot dog eating competition." Look, no, you know what it is? They have the idea and now they're promoting it to get like athletes. You know how like in golf, the Saudi Arabian League Live, they started recruiting people. I think that's gonna happen here too. Maybe they start getting people that are about to retire. And they tell them, look, you might not feel like you're up to par, like you're not in your peak. But guess what? You see that doctor over there? That man has the serum. And we can get you
has
back
the
to
power.
25 years old.
It feels like a DC or Marvel situation, right? Where they are enhanced in a factory. Is it a factory? A lab. Not a factory, but a lab. And, maybe Spider-Man comes out of this shit, Superman or something. I think this is going to be big in the future. Like,
This could be the start of something great. This sounds fucked up. No, but because look, and you know what would be crazy too? I've heard a comment whenever the Olympics are happening that one thing you could do to make it even more entertaining is, like when the swimming competition happens, you have like an overview of it from the top.
Yep.
They should have one of the lanes have like a normal person. I mean, not like you and me, somebody that's actually fit, but not a professional. Because that way you can actually compare. Damn, they're so fast. Because like this is a normal person. Because otherwise, when you see them, because they're all fast, you don't really see how fast they are. Does that make sense?
but what if we put, let's just keep going with this guy, but what if we put James and whoever won the gold medal at the last Olympics for the same amount of, for the same length of the pool? Like, what if we have both of them, race against each other?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was gonna get to. We should have various points of reference. So you have, Juanito, right?
The average Joe.
Yeah, Juanito from San Jose, California, right? He's fit. He's a 45-year-old man. He goes to the rec center twice a week. And then next to him, we put, Michael Phelps type thing, like a normal Olympian that's natural. And then next to him, we put James and the rest of the steroid freaks. And this way you can really see, because that's going to be crazy, seeing the reference and the difference between each other. Because that's what's really going to make you feel like, damn, they are that much faster. They are that much stronger. Weightlifting? Although, let's be real, though, like weightlifting already, I don't even think they have rules. I mean, I guess the Olympics do. But bodybuilding isn't exactly a weightlifting competition. But from what I understand, bodybuilding, I mean, obviously, right? If you look at them, they don't have like a rule that like you can take whatever you want.
I mean, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger when he won all those Mr. Olympia.
No, he's natty.
I'm just reading here that there was a 21-year-old swimmer who retired. Like he he was bound to the Olympics because he was that good for his country. He retired to join this the enhanced games movement, I guess. Yeah, he was very good. I'm trying to see where he was from.
Do you think this might attract people that are sort of in their last, stretch?
leg.
Like, yeah, like meaning wife left them, they cheated, like their kids hate them, they lost their job, they went to jail for a little bit, and now they're like, look, this is my last chance, one opportunity to seize everything I ever wanted. And they take this stuff, like those movies that are like, oh, somebody's in jail, but they give them a choice, like, look, you can compete in this deadly sport with a chance of getting out of jail, but you can die. It's something like that. It's like, look, we're gonna give you a lot of money. The rewards are high, but the stakes are high too. You know what I mean? Like, you might get rocked by a punch from Mr. Royd over there, and that might be it.
Sorry, I'm just reading that one of the guys.
No, you gotta educate yourself. I like that.
One of the guys broke that we were talking about. He broke the record by 0.02 seconds. So it's not. It seems like it's not that much faster, right? 0.02.
For like a what? Like 100 meter?
It was a 50-meter freestyle.
Well, the 50 meter you gotta take into account is there and back, right? So
No, I think 50 meters is just going once, and that's
yeah.
it.
So that 0.2 seconds is like a big difference in the. But it is true. I want to see more. Maybe they're not injecting him the good stuff because I really want to see some improvements there. Like
I mean, if you can fucking swim in half that time.
Yeah. Now I'm paying. Now I'm paying the pay-per-view. Do you think
Now,
as a marketing strategy, real quick, this is something that's perfect for Red Bull to sponsor?
In the future, maybe it gives you wings.
No, I even now, because like I don't know. For me, it just goes together.
I think a lot of the sponsors are going to be holding back for a little bit, seeing where this goes. They don't want to jump in, but you have the benefit that if you jump in now, it's going to be cheaper for you in the future in the money stance, I guess.
Like, I reckon this is going to be like the UFC when it started. When the UFC started, which the first one was, I think, in 2000 or 2001, or maybe 99, so somewhere around there. Like, back then, the rules were a lot different. Like, there was no substance testing. So there, you kind of saw what we're talking about with like people that just had, maybe were taking steroids. And also there was not even weight classes. And there weren't that many sponsors. There were some. And then later it became like a household name. Now it's mainstream. So it could be the case, with what you're saying, that now you might not get that many sponsors. Maybe you get Monster, right? Monster's always getting into some weird stuff. Like, yeah, I'll do that. They did the Swamp Fest in Florida. No,
I think it'll be a good sponsor. It makes sense. Maybe if you have a kids movie coming up soon, like Frankenstein the movie, what better way to promote yourself in, right on the enhanced games in Vegas?
Right. Maybe you hire The Rock to be like the host.
Now, from what you think, we know that you don't know The Rock. I don't know The Rock. But do you think he PD'd? He had to, right?
He peed. Yeah, I think he... Well, no, I don't think. I mean, he doesn't say it, but yeah, it's known. I mean, obviously, you can't be like that, and
Jacked.
not... Yeah, that you gotta... but maybe he wants to, participate. He could be the host. You know what would be crazy? They gotta pay him a lot of money. But the main event, like the first time they do it, he is the host, and he does an opening statement, like in the ceremony, coming out clean, coming out of the closet for PED. Like, hey guys, I don't know if you know this. I know it's hard to believe, but I've actually been taking steroids for a minute. Again, I know it doesn't seem like it, but I've been on the juice for a while. Let's just say. And I want to, endorse this new game because this is, humans at their farthest. And then, now we're getting into the topic that you wanted to talk about. these are performing enhancing drugs, right? Enhanced games. But what if we have a wing of that same organization? People are taking also drugs, but they're not performance enhancing, right? We're gonna do, what's the one with the swords called? Fencing.
Fencing, yeah.
Yeah, fencing on shrooms. You know what I mean? Like take it to the next level, right? Like like archery on Cocorino Romano, right? I don't know, chess on Molly. Like take it to the next level.
Who can do more lines?
That one's good.
And it's just you just grab the best junkies from every country and then bring them over to Vegas.
Again, people might say, "Oh, this is cruel, inhumane." There's a league of people that slap each other. I think it's like the most horrendous sport, or if you can call it a sport, like event. It's horrible. Like
it's like slapping the shit out of each other.
Yeah, but it's not even slapping, because it's not a slap. They hit you with like the palm of your hand with a bone. It's literally it's crazy. Like there's so much damage that they're taking in. So yeah, you can't tell me like if we do a little, drug Olympics, there's an issue. Like, you get a lot of Cocorino Romano. Of course, we're going to check it. It has to be the pure Colombian fish scale.
Colombian.
Yeah, we're not going to give you some like whack shit that's cut with baby powder, laxative and shit. No.
I think the U.S. would be winning all the medals in the fentanyl side of the Olympics, of the drug Olympics.
But what would be the competition there? Like, who can stand in a position for longer?
Right. Who can do the break dancing without the dancing?
Right. We could have one, a little more PG-13, where they're just drinking booze, and then they have to, play ping pong or something. And you can leave those to the sort of the end. Like after the winners of the real event, you have 2-3 days of just like this little fun, mini games.
Have you ever played Mario Party on the Nintendo?
Of course, I rip anuses.
Well, there you go. We can have 4 fentanyl guys do different side things. Different.
How a little Mario Party live, microdosing on ayahuasca.
Can you imagine
No,
that?
I get you. I mean, this is amazing for me. And improvements in sports have been happening for a while, and a lot more in the last 20 years. Golf is even getting a little bit boring because with technology.
I'm sorry to cut you off really quick. I may have to step out of the podcast for a couple of seconds, but
okay.
We can keep going for now.
Okay, so golf, for example, they're already getting these clubs that can hit a lot farther. And so now, like, some courses are too small.
Well, it also goes with what we talked about recently about the baseball bats. I don't think you're just enhancing one part of the game, but it's not.
Right. It's not your
making
body.
It so right. It's not your body. I mean, you might hit more home runs for sure, but if you're not PD user, you may not hit it 600 feet. Who was it there? I think it was Mike Trout from the Angels. He has hit the longest home run this season, and it was like 500 feet. So imagine those motherfuckers in PEDs.
Right.
And a fucking bat that is just going to destroy the ball. That's just going to be...
That's another thing. Not only allow them to take PEDs, but to, like, go off the regulation on the tools that they use. So if we have baseball, you can use whatever bat you want. There's no regulation.
Right.
The glove, you can use any glove you want.
Barehanded. I mean, you have drugs. Your body's super
pain. What is pain? The pitchers, they can put whatever sticky substance they want on the ball. No issues.
That would be great. Seeing the sticky substance and then this motherfucker's just jack with a bat that's just going to destroy the ball. It will be a good battle for sure.
You ever played this game? I think it was in Dreamcast. It was called like Backyard Baseball.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was it was amazing. It was like that show Hey Arnold, and they were playing little baseball in the. It was so cool, but that reminds me of like this sort of baseball. You know, like the Savannah Bananas. There's this like baseball team that makes it fun. They do little flips. Obviously, they don't follow the regulations of baseball, but they're getting pretty huge now. That, but to the next level, right? With the enhancing drugs, and you can change it up like per season. Like, oh look, for the for the playoffs, we're gonna be taking this specific thing. And you throw off the whole thing. Maybe you give them benzodiazepines and have them all fucking drooling. Change the game. Evolve.
You mentioned the slap thing, the slap league. Do you know who the founder / owner / whatever the hell the name is?
Yeah, it's Dana White, right?
Dana White. So can you see this coming into like big stadiums? Because I guess that's what's next on the UFC list.
Bro, I mean, of course, we need to see what happens, but this could be the start of a change, a dramatic change in the way we look at sports.
For sure. And then all this new sports coming, or people inventing, or making it a league, making it official, like the slap thing. Before, I used to see videos of Russians doing this. And they also do the, how do you say that? When you
arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling. That's apparently big in Russia. Like they have leaks about that.
Well, they have Russia, Poland, these countries over there where the Soviet footprint passed by. They're fucking in another level. Like, have you seen things where they have like two guys and they put like armor from like the 1800s and a sword? And they fucking fight each other like that in a ring. They have like, for example, competitions where they get two UFC fighters against 5 regular guys. They have car jiu-jitsu where they get 2 people in the front seats of the car, and then they start trying to choke each other out. They have all types of weird shit. They have one that's like phone booth boxing, where they put 2 guys in a phone booth and then they beat the shit out of each other. So I think in some parts of the world, they already won a revolution. They're like, look, sports in the Olympics, yeah, boring. We want some new shit.
I think it's because Russia has been banned from basically all sports / events worldwide.
Right, they have to make their own shit. But we could take this. We could take this to like even other sports like F1. You know how like in Formula 1 and even NASCAR, there's rules. Like, oh, the car has to weight this. It can. Fuck the rules. What would happen if we just allow these people to make the fastest car? Like, cars don't even crash anymore in F1. It's all fucking PG-13. Let's bring it back.
I was reading just now, or before when we talked about that, you can get suspended from Formula 1 if you take PEDs.
Oh, word?
Yeah. You can get suspended for no less than a year and a fine of $5,000. So I don't think it's a big fine.
Well, the ban is bad.
For me, it is. The ban is bad, but that's basically one season that you're taking off.
I guess that wouldn't. But you feel me, like you if you take away these things in Formula 1, they're already doing things to sort of cheat with the car still passing the certification. So you just open it up. Just open it up and let's see what happens, That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I want to see this. I want to see more events. I want to see more athletes using the drugs, all kinds of drugs.
And then we can actually talk about this dumb debate that's going around the media, the major. That's how they in the British, the major, about the 100 men against a gorilla. Now we can have 100 men on PEDs, but you know what? We give PEDs to the gorilla too.
Make it fair, right?
Yeah, King Kong and his bitch. Let's ride. That's what I'm talking about.
This dude was He was suspended for 90 days for smoking weed, and he's a driver for NASCAR.
You see that those type of things that annoy me because I don't think you should get banned unless it's performing enhancing. If you're smoking a little of the doobskis, if anything, you're becoming like less good, right?
The leagues now in the United States, a lot are on banning. I don't know what the word is. Like they're taking off weed from their drug restriction.
Like for basketball players and shit.
So you see a lot of basketball players, football players talking about smoking a Dovskis after the game.
I mean, I don't know if I sent you this through Instagram, but I saw a post of an actual like era in baseball in the 80s where they didn't do that many testings of stuff, and apparently those people were like doing Cocorino Romano in between innings, and it was it wasn't a problem per se. The media made it a problem. I mean, they were fucking playing gangsterly. That's why Pete Rose, when you see him play, he's just knocking people out and just sliding through those bases like a maniac. So I mean, it's not like we haven't seen this already play out. Right, and if we go to even an earlier, I mean, not earlier, like closer to us, Maguire, Barry Bonds, Jose Canseco, who was the Latin one?
Sammy Sosa.
Sosa. I mean, obviously they were, taking the stuff. Everybody knows. And what happened when they did that? They gave us some of the best seasons that we have ever seen in baseball.
Now, you and I talked about this recently when after Pete Rose died. Recently, they unbanned him, right? So he's most likely going to go into the Hall of Fame after deceased. That also puts in perspective that PED users like Barry Bonds, McGuire, et cetera, now, okay, what's their crime, right? Their crime was putting up a show, injecting stuff to do that show. But
their crime was cheating, bro. I love how you're doing it. You're like, bro, what was your crime? Making people happy? I love the Cardinals.
Yeah, right. But now, if you have to measure it in the same way, right?
No, you can't because what Pete Rose did. I mean, we don't know exactly what he did because we don't know where he bet. But what he's supposed to have done is that he bet on other teams while being a manager. Right? I see that as very different from taking drugs that make you get more home runs because you're literally making your chances better through this way. So obviously you cannot put it in the same.
You're betting on yourself.
Yeah, you are betting on yourself.
But I think definitely
you gotta invest in you. That's it.
I mean, if you think about it, you did a crime. Let's call it that. You did a crime betting on your team while you're the manager. And after he passes, he's now able, like, all the sins are away.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
To do this.
Yeah, but this is the thing with Pete Rose. He's going into the Hall of Fame for the things he did as a player before he committed any crimes. Barry Bonds, Maguire, all these people, they would go to the Hall of Fame for the numbers they got because of the stuff they were taking. Granted, amazing players, all of them, probably would have done very well regardless, but they wouldn't have gotten 70 home runs in a season.
Have you ever seen a Barry Bonds comparison of before PEDs and after PEDs?
I have.
I'm gonna look it up. Just
get a before and after so people can see. Also, if you hit the gym a lot and you're taking some of the juice, let us know how it is for you. What's the experience? If you want to come here and talk about this, and also talk about how this can impact sports in general. Do you see it as a safe thing to do? Do you see it like too crazy? Are we seeking too much entertainment, regardless of what the cost is to the human beings involved? Let us know. Let us know. We're open to everything. Damn.
I've seen it there.
See if you can make it bigger with the control zoom. I have. Well, the thing is, you don't have control. It's a little Apple symbol in the keyboard.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Never mind.
Here,
I mean,
dude.
it'll still appear. If you look at Barry Bonds now on interviews, he's a lot smaller. So you could see that
Leaner.
it looks amazing, by the way, for his age. Looks incredible. I think he looks better because he looks healthy. But you can tell that whatever happened, it sort of came back, to a more normal state. And hopefully, he's very healthy and doesn't have any lasting effects from that. Because for people that don't know, like taking steroids, it increases your muscle mass and it fucks up with your heart and all these things because the body doesn't recognize the muscle as being muscle or fat. It just recognizes a large mass in the body that's sort of compressing, the heart. Yeah. Okay. This is an
This is
after,
a before,
after, and after.
after.
Oh, I recently saw a documentary on Barry Bonds. What a G.
He was a G. He was
And
very,
then
he was a very good player before.
And then his dad was also a G.
In San Francisco, he is very loved.
Barry Bonds Jr.
Like people talk.
Well, I don't know if his
kindly
dad
of
was called Barry Bonds too. Man, I'm fucking up. He was his dad played with was it Willie May?
Willie Mays. Willie Mays, I think it was his
His grand what's it Godfather.
godfather. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he played with his dad, but he always was sort of closer to Willie. I saw the Willie Mays documentary, amazing, and it shows Barry Bonds talking about it. Oh, that was such a great documentary. If you guys want to watch something that's like pure, filled with so much beautiful things, watch the Willie Mays documentary. Not only because of baseball, but it also touches on the whole, racism back in the day and how all that sort of matter. Damn.
Look at that. He could
Yeah,
definitely this guy in the picture could definitely compete in the enhanced games.
Right. This is an enhanced game poster. Yeah, this is crazy.
Promoting Barry Bonds.
Maguire was also incredibly.
Did you know that Barry Bonds was the hitting coach for the Marlins, and they fired him because the team wasn't hitting, which.
Oh, like they fired him because he wasn't performing, like he wasn't providing the help that he needed.
So, I mean, when he got fired from the Marlins, I'm like, if you, with all the techniques, all the years of playing, you have to have some sort of knowledge, right?
About
if
what?
you can't translate that into being a coach and showing it to your players, it shows me, or it shows everyone that what you use would have to be PEDs. Because if your players aren't performing, because you're teaching them your way, your style,
Right.
whatever, then it kind of shows you that there was a little usage of drugs.
I mean, it's also, bro, there's talent that some of these players have that you can't replicate. I mean, obviously, you can teach technique, but this is the thing. I mean, maybe I'm steering off a little bit, but don't you feel... Just give me a second. I'm gonna just...
Wowzers. Barry Bonds. Great player. Too many home runs.
Why is it that when athletes get older and retire, it's almost by default that we expect them to be coaches? And it happens a lot. But I think there's a difference between being a good coach and a good athlete. Can they overlap? Yeah. I mean, if you're a good athlete, a good player, you're able to pass down some of those learnings. But I don't know if that necessarily makes you like a good coach for a team. And I see this happening so much. I see it more in football because that's where sort of what I follow here, soccer. And you see a lot of players, becoming coaches. And a lot of times, I don't know if it goes that well for them, right?
No.
I mean, Maradona, very bad coach. I mean, granted, he was on the PEDs all the time, so it's hard for him to coach when your noses are busy. But, I don't know. shabby, or
he coached Messi, right, in one of the World Cups, and there's not a doubt in my body that he was doing lines in the office, and then he would call in Messi to like have a talk. So he would be like, and then Messi would walk in and have to talk about, strategy.
Che, Messi, you're gonna do everything, right? That's the Argentinian English accent.
Can we translate those PDs to cooking, to my realm of flavor? Do you think the Cocorino Romano is an enhanced drug to make your cooking better?
I mean, ask Anthony Bourdain, our resident chef. By the way, I was watching the documentary of Anthony Bourdain, Roadrunner. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It shows you how he started. Well, he was a heroin addict, so that helps too. But it shows you how he started and how later in life he wrote that book and then became famous. Sort of inspiring to let you know, even when you think everything's going to shit, something might be around the corner. But you gotta search for it, and you gotta take the PEDs. Do you think? I mean, you tell me, right? You work the kitchens. Do you feel that it's known to people? Maybe not these days as much, but it's still a thing. When you're in the kitchen, maybe not you, but people do PEDs, right? It's part of it. Cocorino Romano is a very common one, but they be hitting the Benjamin Franklin too.
Do you think we need to test for PEDs in the kitchen?
No, I don't think so. I think it should be required to take PEDs if you're gonna be in the kitchen.
Maybe we can be part of the enhanced games.
Of the enhanced games? Right? Look, we can be like, look, we're going to get the contract for selling the food, right? We're going to be the vendors of food. And all the food is going to be enhanced so that you can watch this in an enhanced manner. Ah! And if you lose a bet, you just jump off the roof of the place. Well, talk about enhancing. Did you see the video of this kid in a baseball game? It looked like he jumped off the bleachers, and he fell into the to the next floor. And dude is like, hopefully he's recuperating. I hope he has a full recovery, but he broke his neck and he's like in critical condition. And the latest news on this is the kid wasn't old enough to drink legally. He was 20, and his friend had bought him beers. Because, you're just chilling with your friend. Oh, yeah, I'm 21, you're 20. I got you, bro, And then apparently the guy got too excited. It wasn't that he jumped, like, on purpose. He was trying to do, like a handstand on the rail. Because he was, when you're three beers deep and you want to do a handrail on the on the rail of the bleachers. And then accidentally he fell. It was pretty bad. It's horrible. So maybe we can have, like, nets in the stadium just to make sure nobody is too enhanced.
Well, they elongated. I don't know how to say that. They put more netting. So the netting now goes from the foul pole around the back and then towards it. So all that area is
it's netted now.
Off, I guess. Netted.
I think that's important.
Oh shit, I'm seeing the video of the handstand. He completely fucking missed. I don't want to laugh at the guy, but fuck, he just missed. He went face first.
It seemed like he did the handstand, but then he went forward too much.
Right. Damn, that has to be...
Yeah, man, when I saw it, it's pretty sad because now that the kid wasn't like just some asshole, like wanting to... Like he was just having fun, having too much fun. You can't blame him. We've all been guilty of having too much fun at times in our lives and done something stupid. Thankfully, we're still here, able to, do the podcast and talk to all you guys. Chef Maurice, he's been able to grow white hairs and become wiser as he grows older. But we have been there. We have been there where, like, hey, we're having too much fun. Maybe we made a mistake.
I understand. Like, you can't blame the friend. Like, they're trying to find somebody to blame because of what happened. I don't think you can blame the friend who bought the beers. What I was trying to say is that, they were having fun. There were a couple friends who went to a fucking Pittsburgh Pirates game who they fucking, they suck. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that sober. So I understand. Also, they go to college. I'm pretty sure he has drank beers bought by people who are older. So it's unfair for the friend to be blamed. I don't know if the family's looking for somebody to blame and maybe get some money out of it. I don't know what the reasons or
I think it's unfair.
Are.
I don't know if legally, and this is unfortunate, the law might be like, hey, you assisted in intoxicating this person, which, was part of the reason why he got into this accident. But I think a judge should, if they do go to like court for this, a judge should sort of interpret this as like, look, his friend wasn't trying to hurt him. They're almost of age to drink, and he just, got him a few brewskis. The friend probably was being innocent and didn't think that this would even be a conversation, because the other thing you could do is, hey, bro, if after a few brewskis you decide to jump off, just say that, some random guy bought you the beers. But of course, how would you even plan that?
But you can't. I mean, they were just trying to have fun on a shitty
cameras
team,
too.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, you go see a shitty team, you want to be a little bit, on PEDs so that you can enjoy it, and actually care. I wouldn't blame him. If I was a family of the kid that fell, I wouldn't blame him either, Like, you remember back in the day, we went to your house and we got really drunk, and then we left, and then me and my other friend almost died. I mean,
I feel like Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. My mom definitely blamed you, but I think it was all of our mistake. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like there was one factor. Now that I remember, it was that because your mom was coming home, you kind of kicked us out. Or you didn't kick us out, but you said like, "Hey guys, in an hour you have to go." I mean, it wasn't your fault either. But yeah, it was like we were just young, being stupid, and we're all to blame.
Right, I can give you something to drink, but your actions I cannot be responsible for, right?
Right.
And so blaming me for you walking to Wendy's, it cannot be my mistake.
Crossing the highway, and it's not your fault. It's a sad thing.
At that time, Mama Kiko is on my ass.
Mama Kiko was mad. Damn, this is a crazy story with the PEDs, and it's we've been waiting this for a long time. People have talked about it, for years, but it was always like a joke. Like, I even heard a comedian talk about this in the past. Like, I want to have like the best sports can give us. Let's give them everything. So I think this is long overdue, and now we're finally gonna get the best sports humans can give us. And they're going to be developing new PEDs to make you faster, stronger, quicker.
I remember we talked about it a long time ago in one of the episodes. You brought this idea, and at that time, maybe I was against it because, I've been watching sports since I was a young fella.
You're coming from a purist mindset, right?
A purist mindset, but I've grown, I've matured. And
now I want this. I want him to take off his head.
And again, the enhanced games, it's going to be weird. They only have 3 games as of right now. So athletics, aquatics or swimming, and strength. I would love to see some fighting, like some judo, I don't know, karate, whatever they do in the Olympics. And translate it to the enhanced games, right? Like the shooting one, right? That like where they throw the disc and they have to.
Oh, right.
Or I don't know, like a marathon, long ass marathon, just guys just running all 26 miles, not jogging, but just going all out. But eventually, we should see Olympics, Paralympics, and enhanced Olympics.
What? Yes.
Can you imagine
Wait, what are you going to do? What are you going to say? Say it. It's okay. It's a safe space.
Nobody's going to see this. Can you imagine the Paralympics?
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit.
Just enhance the shit out of it.
Right. Because, like, if anybody needs enhancement, is his buddy over here no legs, looking like a chicken nugget. If anybody needs a little extra help, you know,
Damn. I'm down skis.
I think we
I
are
would actually watch.
we are alive in a magical time in history.
Time.
Yeah.
We could have never seen this in the 1800s.
Nah, or even 50 years ago. It's just old, boring baseball. Now we're gonna really see. Now we're gonna really see it. You know, you think hockey fights are gruesome? Wait until homeboy is on the Cocorino Romano.
And then they started doing like winter enhanced Olympics, and then they're doing, you know, what's the one that they go into the little?
Oh, the sled.
The Jamaicans did
the sled.
The sled, bobsled, I think it's the name.
Okay, think about it. Think about this one. You know the bobsled one, but the one, this is real. Is one where somebody sits on top of the other one, or he's on top of the. It's two people. Like I've always seen the meme. If you can find a picture of that double sled thing so that people can see the image. I've seen memes where they say like, I feel like this was a joke that was taken too far. You know, like somebody was like, oh no, really, this is a sport. It's just because he wanted to have somebody on top of him. But if you can show a picture and if you see what's the name of it. But it's the sled competition where somebody is sitting, you know, looking up, and then somebody's on top of him looking up as well. So they're kind of like a two-floor team. And what I'm thinking is you give the guy at the bottom Viagra. Just to see what happens.
I think I found it. Okay, it's not bobsled. It's luge.
Luge.
I got you, dog. I
Get
got
the
you.
luge.
Shit. Okay. My inability with computers. Okay. Are you ready for this one?
Blue Chew, the new sponsor for luge. This one, and you give homeboy, you give homeboy at the bottom some Viagra. I mean, the guy at the top already kind of looks like he's feeling something. Yeah. So yeah, this is definitely a prank that got out of hand. This is not. This shouldn't be a sport. What the fuck?
Can you imagine you and your homeboy doing this when you're?
Do you think that the famous Jamaican bobsled team was doing weed ski?
Oh, why not?
Fuck right, yeah. A little bit of that cannabinoids.
Oh, there's like a four-person luge. Hold on, I gotta show you this.
But they're not on top of each other.
I gotta show you this shit.
The foursome luge.
Okay, no, it's
yeah, it's like the Jamaican bobsled one where they go one behind the other one. But I mean, still, you can still get that. You can still get spicy in that position. Guilty as charged.
This one's Photoshop, but I mean, it's not a bad idea.
It's Photoshop. Oh, okay. So this is not real, but we can make it real.
We can make it real.
This could literally be part of of the thing. Another one that's pretty cool. I mean, this is going a little overboard. A boxing match is 2 against 2.
Oof.
But one of the person in the team is a professional boxer, like Mike Tyson, in his prime, and the other is like a guy like you and me, and then we have our hands tied.
Our hands, not Mike Tyson's hand.
No. Like for example, you have your hands tied to your own team. So you're a regular person, and you have your hands tied to the professional boxer.
To Jake Paul.
So pretty much you guys have 3 arms, and one of the arms is like a joint. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
The only thing is like if the regular person in your team gets knocked out, now you just have to drag him while you try.
And only one hand.
Or you use the body of the guy to try to hit the. I mean, it could get nasty. And again,
maybe
they're all on
PEDs.
to
Dana White.
Yeah, we gotta talk to Dana White. I think this is gonna be the next revolution. If you have any other variations of sports that you might think, look, I actually thought about like a new cool way to have fencing work. Like let's use like swords from the 19th century, and take off the masks. Let's be real about this. Maybe you grab the sword and you do the little going around in circles like with a bat.
This is out of just thought. Do you think Venezuela would be very good at the shooting program in the Olympics?
I think they'll be, for example, they'll be good at the knife fighting.
Okay.
So it's kind of like fencing, but, more grimy.
Just knives.
Yeah, more
Well,
grimy.
we do have a Venezuelan gold medalist who won.
Oh,
at
with the fencing. Oh, yeah, that's true. So, yeah, he just has to learn how to use a knife. For example, do you think that, being that you're a, Michelin restaurant, food patents, internationally renowned chef, you are very good with the Japanese knives, right? I mean, you only touch Japanese steel. I mean, that's a known fact. You can Wikipedia that. You think you can maybe get good at the...
I would be scared as fuck.
I mean, you know how to sharpen those knives really good.
Right. But then one bad stroke and then the opponent can just end you right there.
Well, I mean, that's why it's exciting, Chef Maurice.
It would be great if the fencing or the knife fighting in the Olympics would be real. Like whoever loses... loses.
The Coliseum. Let's bring it back. Well, that's where all this ends, right? Like this is where that's the final sort of version of all this is PED's dude fighting to the death. I didn't want to say it, but that's where we're gonna get to, and that's literally the goal of all this. Like
we can call it the end game, just easy and easy name.
Can you please go real quick to a website where you can buy that domain and we can just have it for now because that's gonna be the end game. Hell yeah, end game. Of course, you get a lot of money up front to your family, right? They get $5 million. They're good to go. And then, you go out there and you give it your all. And we can even use this to dispute issues between countries. Like Russia and the US, they're about to go into nuclear war. No, wait. Let's get Boris and Michael to fight it out. And whoever wins gets the better tariffs. For example. And we can avoid, large-scale warfare with, thousands of casualties. I don't know. It's just an idea. It's just a thought. If you have ideas, if you have thoughts, please leave them in the comments. Let us know what you think about all this crazy shit. I think this is going to revolutionize sports. It's going to make it more fun. More people are going to buy jerseys. And we're gonna revisit this podcast in a year when this is happening. And we're going to see how the impact is then. And if we're right about where we think this is all going.
How many, just to end it here, how many athletes would be the right amount of athletes to have so we can watch? Because right now, 4 is not calling my attention.
No, for 4 is not. No, I mean, I don't even know how many go to the Olympics. Obviously, it's not going to be that big. But no, we need at least 20 athletes to start.
Okay.
At least.
I think 20 athletes in the different sporting sections.
You mean overall? 20 in total?
No,
you mean 20 in each?
Swimming. Right, 20 in swimming, 20 in whatever the fuck.
Right.
So 60 people total. Make it fair. Grab the best in Peru. Can you imagine some Bolivians and Peruvians just taking PEDs?
Right.
Those motherfuckers.
Or the Polynesians, where the rock comes from.
Because they are the complete opposite than the people from Peru or Bolivia. Because let's be honest. Mm-hmm. They are a little bit smaller in size, not as strong as someone from the Polynesian islands.
Mm-hmm. So but I mean, in the fighting realm, we're still gonna have weight classes and shit, right? Like we're not gonna just all out warfare. But in a swimming competition, you can have a taller dude go with a smaller dude, but maybe that smaller dude has a better team giving him the PEDs, and we're gonna have this type of situations where you think, Magnus is going to win. And then Juan from El Salvador fucking kills it and just takes the gold. I think we're going to see countries that never used to win in the Olympics start winning. So this is going to give opportunities to people that in the past, weren't able to compete. Venezuela, I mean, we have won some medals, but we're not really that great in the Olympics. But what if we were able to take all this stuff?
Now I think about the Venezuelan dude who went to the Winter Olympics, and it was of like a meme.
Yeah, he needed PEDs.
That was the right time to do PEDs.
Yeah, we've shown this in the past. There was like this Winter Olympics, and in the cross country event, which is like you go in skis, but you're like walking uphill. It's a very weird event. If you can find the video, just put Venezuelan cross country skier. We just need a little clip. But this dude had never seen snow in his life. The only snow that he saw was the Cocorino Romano coming from Colombia. And then they send him to compete in a world stage. Dude, it was like, I think the dude lives in Spain now. I might be wrong.
Maybe you can go visit him. I'm not gonna put the video. I want to just put a picture.
Yeah, a picture of him falling or some shit. But yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be great seeing different things for extreme sports like skateboarding, X Games. You remember the X Games? Imagine the X Games on X.
On X. That'll be dope.
You remember when Tony Hawk in like 99 did the 900 and everybody went insane? Well, 1800. This dude went in the air and did 10 flips.
Okay, every time I try to click on the picture, it gives me a video. Fuck.
That's fine. We don't want to, put the guy in the spot. But yeah, if you have any ideas, guys, I
was about to give him. I gave out his name. I don't want to put him in the spot though.
Nah, put him on the spot. But if anyone wants to know, if anyone wants to know more about this type of situations or events, let us know. I mean, we're gonna update you on how things go. If you have your own variations of sports or ideas that we can implement, if you have PEDs that you're like, hey, I think this PED will go great with this sport event. Like, let us know, because I don't want to say we have contacts with the organization, but we do have some way to connect with them and give them our feedback.
I made the mistake of watching the video of the dude.
It's funny as hell, right? And maybe we can even be like the official like commenters of the event.
Oh, I'll be down for that.
You know what I mean? Like we can comment on it.
Yeah.
But like make it a little fun, different, add our own little spice. People are like, hey, what's up with those guys? Like they have an accent, it's kind of thick. No, they're enhanced.
Okay, I gotta show you the video. It's just too funny to not
show us a video. All right, we're gonna end it with this video so people can laugh a little. Respect to the guy. He tried.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this? All right. Just out of the gate. I feel you have to watch this.
It's fucked.
Dude, he was just put in a bad situation.
Yeah, this is fucked. They shouldn't have done this. He shouldn't have done it.
He should have been like, I can't do this shit. For
people that don't know, Venezuela is like a communist regime, and I'm thinking, like in Soviet Russia, do you think this dude was like pressured into going and he just couldn't say no? Like they were like, hey, you're gonna go, and he'd be like, I never done cross country in the snow. Yeah, but you kind of have to go. Like this, the state wants you to go, and you can't say no. And now the dude is,
But do we give him props for trying?
No,
his best?
No, he's got props. I don't think that dude had ever been that cold in his life. So no, props for trying, but obviously an embarrassment to the country. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, Chef Maurice, thank you for joining us today and bringing us all that amazing information and pictures, videos for people to see. The ones at home or the ones running, continue to support the podcast. It really helps us. Every week you're coming out with the fresh episodes, recorded just recently, so that you can, get it right away. People feel it. And please share it. We're on every platform. Thank you. I love you. Keep it real. Keep it Gucci. Keep it gangsta.